If you feel disconnected from the relationship with your partner, take a walk with me. Right now, you feel more like brother and sister than you do like a couple in a long term relationship. And at some point, you became two ships just passing in the night, with a deafening silence that permeates every room of the house, all the way down to the core of your soul. And as the days go on, you begin to think, how did we get here? How could this happen? I never asked for this. It's not supposed to be this way. At some point, communication just totally dropped off, and a kiss goodbye in the morning seems like a distant memory from an old relationship. Even just the thought of physical touch has become repulsive. Never meant for this to happen, but you've shifted into resentment and contempt for your partner. Find yourself in search and destroy mode, looking for everything that they've done wrong so you can make yourself right and feel justified in your emotions. This allows you to shrug off responsibility and ownership for your role in that relationship. And together, you've created a Kobayashi Maru, an unwinnable scenario. You begin to think, what's wrong with me? They haven't cheated. They're a good person. They work hard, and yet we've both lost sight of the target for this relationship. Somewhere along the way, you lost what once held this relationship together. And it doesn't matter the conversation that you're having, everything feels tit for tat. Both of you are emotionally elevated and dysregulated, and you find yourself ultimately just shutting down. You both just stop talking. And this is a great opportunity to take a deep inhale in and let it out. Before you comment, keep in mind this video isn't about more complicated situations. So as you take that breath, I want you to tap into a core memory that you have with your person. You allow yourself to experience the love, admiration, and respect that you once had for them. Then hold on to that for as long as you can and anchor it in. For the immediate future, allow yourself to go there when you need to be reminded why you chose them to begin with. Another great tool when you're trying to reconnect with your partner is to think about the things that you admire about them and write them down. Pick 3 each day. You can also take the time and the opportunity to sit and author the story of your relationship together. How did it start? Why did it start? And what attracted them to you to begin with? And vice versa, you to them. As you do this, you'll begin to acknowledge and recognize, oh, that's my part. Oh, no, that's their part. Oh, we co-created this together. You might find yourself saying, oh, shoot, they got stuff. I got stuff. And neither one of us really worked on our stuff together or separate. And I'm a firm believer that where there was once love, you can rekindle that. Again, barring any significant events. And what's great about authoring your story together is it allows you the time and opportunity to put yourself in their shoes and have a different perspective. You feel like you gave up so much for this relationship, but when you put yourself in their shoes, you realize they did too. You might say to yourself, but I never asked them to do that. And you didn't. But those were the circumstances that you were able to co-create together. You weigh out the risk versus reward, and it was safer to do one job for 30 years than to go for your dreams. And this is why you hear me talk so much about using the language of a shared mission and vision, having long and short term goals that you check in with each other on over short and long periods of time. Basically saying, hey, babe, I'm all in. We are co creating, we are building something that's going to be sustainable for the long term. I know a lot of you are going to be sitting there listening to this going, yeah, must be nice. I'll ask you, if you didn't get into that relationship to build something with this person, then why did you? Did you do it just so you could get what you thought everybody else was getting? Try to tap back into those previous intentions that you had for getting together to begin with. You'll recognize that they were pure, they were kind, they were loving, but at some point, one of you grew faster and further away from the other. And due to the circumstances that you both created in this relationship, you forgot to bring the other person along with you. And now they feel left behind and you feel trapped. Can you reconcile and repair a relationship like that? Yes, you can. And this is why authoring your story of that relationship is so important. You'll begin to realize that just because you can doesn't always mean that you should. And this is where many of you will book a call in an attempt to seek permission, and that's not something that anybody else can give to you. This is where you get to learn to trust yourself and your discernment. The exercise for this would be imagine yourself at 85 years old, looking back at the different stages of your life. Who do you want to be, and what experiences would you have liked to have? Did you lead a life that was filled with love, happiness, and joy? Did you become the person that you know that you're capable of becoming?